I am Power 5 meteorologist Katie McGraw, live on our News 5 Cleveland Facebook page as well as our YouTube page. And we're going to spend about 20 minutes together, and then we'll probably have to move locations as we continue to monitor these storms. But I wanted to at least pop on for this time being to talk about how we have, one, a severe thunderstorm watch. So that includes, this is that yellow box, includes every single one of our counties across Northeast Ohio. And we actually just now got our second severe thunderstorm warning. So that's down and includes Richland County, Ashland County as well. That's in effect until 3 p.m. So we're sitting at 2:42 right now on Thursday, May 1st. Hard to believe it's May 1st. 'Tis the season for storms. We are certainly in the thick of storm season. And we do have another severe thunderstorm warning, our first one that was issued. That includes Huron County, the south and eastern portions of Erie County, and then just a sliver of Lorain out to the west. So far, I'm not overly impressed with the strength of these storms, but truth be told, the more east that they're expected to track as we move into this afternoon and early evening is the greater potential for us to see strong and severe storms. So we're already having enough wind energy to have some damage. From the National Weather Service, these are both being issued for wind around 60 miles per hour, and you get a severe thunderstorm warning once it gets to about 58, but also the potential for some hail as well. Plus, we have a couple outlier storms here. So it is pouring down in Strongsville right now. You've got tons of lightning just in this little section here. Let's count how many lightning strikes we have. We'll get our tools up and running here. Sorry, I had it all ready to go. You know how this goes. Sorry, a little bit of patience. This is a new toy, and it's a great toy, but we're learning how to use it to the best of my ability. And right now, that's not a great showing. Okay, I think I'm going to have to re-log in. I apologize. It's nothing like when you're practicing to do something and then it becomes a problem. Okay, got that one up. Let's get our second window. Okay, sorry about that. So now, just in this little box, we have 17 lightning strikes. And that's not even a severe thunderstorm yet, but it certainly has some heavy rain associated with it. And of course, all of that lightning as well. And farther out to the east here, we are not seeing too many thunderstorms quite yet. So let's get double boxes here for myself. You come over here. I so apologize. Okay, there we go. Now we want to head out to the west here. This is where we have the strongest severe thunderstorms at this time. So from Willard, Peru, Norwalk, Milan, you also have, that's where we're seeing the strongest winds at this time. Farther out to the east, just like what we have near Strongsville, we've got some activity along I-90 here between Lyndhurst and Euclid, really impacting East Cleveland, kind of getting hit the hardest right now. That's not a severe thunderstorm, and actually there's no even lightning associated with it, but still coming down with some heavy rain. And then we also have right around Auburn's Corner and in the southern section of Geauga County, we have another just singular storm that's ongoing. These kind of storms can sometimes be even stronger than when you have a squall line. They can try to become a supercell, and supercells, just in their innate nature, they are going to have a little, because there's nothing stopping them from getting any stronger. So these little storms that are out ahead of that main line, we're definitely going to be watching very carefully over the course of the next couple of hours. And it does look like we'll see widespread showers and storms, truth be told. This is the line. It's moving fast, but the problem is, I'll put it into motion here, but it's moving to the north and the east. So it has a northerly push as well as an easterly push, but it is moving at about 55 miles per hour. So it definitely has a lot of movement, and it is going to be trying to move really fast. So when we flip over, well, first, let's track it out for you. So this line of storms all the way down, moving up to the north and east at about 55 miles per hour. So that means that we will have, let me move this box over. For Vermilion, for example, timestamp 2:57. So it's about in 10 minutes that you're going to start to see these showers and storms move into your neck of the woods, and they'll likely continue with their strength, maybe even getting stronger as they continue to move into our eastern communities. Wakeman, you're at 302, Clarksfield, 304. And we'll also, right now, we're just looking at plain reflectivity. Let's flip over and see some of the other tools that we have in our radar, including be able to see velocity, potential for some hail, how strong these storms are getting. So first thing, we're going to start with just velocity, which shows us if there's any rotation. So far, I'm not seeing much, which is good. There is the potential for tornadoes today, but I'm just not seeing that so far on the radar. It does look like it's straight line winds that we're concerned about. Same thing when we just look at this one. It's very similar. One's base velocity, the other one's storm relative. We won't completely nerd out here, but this, you see that there's not a lot of other colors showing up. And even with this section with the base velocity, what we're really looking for in these areas is a spike of a blue, of a green. That's where there would be some of the strongest winds, and it looks fairly uniform. So again, I'm not overly impressed with the strength of these storms, but there's no denying that they're impactful. You're getting strong winds over 50 miles per hour are certainly likely, but also then you have that heavy rain threat and lightning, and any storm is dangerous when you have lightning. So we have all of these lightning strikes, 120 just in this small area. And so when thunder roars, get indoors, and everyone just needs to seek shelter until these storms pass, These current warnings, both in effect until 3 p.m., and they are moving fairly quickly up to the north and east at about 55 miles per hour. And we have that severe thunderstorm watch for the entire viewing area. So that's a recap so far. I'm going to turn on comments here and see if we have any questions about what's expected to come. Elyria time. Okay, so we, it's pronounced Milan. Thank you, Seth. It's one of those cities, there's a couple, I've been told how to pronounce it, but then in the moment, I always kind of freak out and forget how to pronounce it. So I appreciate that, Seth. Milan. Got it. Elyria time, Brittany is wondering. So let's flip over to the Futurecast to look at timeline. This so far is laying out almost perfectly. This is what Futurecast showed us, 2 p.m. in our western communities. This is going to continue to track to the north. It has that northerly push and also easterly push as we move into 4, 5, 6, 7. The watch is in effect until 7 p.m. So we will have an exit time here of the severe weather around 7, maybe 8 at the latest. But so far, it's lining up really, really well. I'm impressed with the computer models for today, just in terms of sheer timing. So notice that we are going to continue to push them up to the north and east, how warm it is in the areas that haven't seen as many storms. Temperatures around 80 versus 60. You're getting some of that rain cooled air. So for Elyria, your time frame is about, I think this is a little fast, but probably in the next half hour, you're going to start to see some of that activity. Let's compare this to the current radar. Yeah, so probably 315, 320 for Elyria. Raining in Parma Heights now. Yep, that's the singular storm out ahead. So who said that? I appreciate you. Kim and Debbie. So yes, you have right now around Berea, the airport getting nailed right now. And just in this box here, we have 16 lightning strikes. It's not severe, but man, it's packing a punch. And that's true with all of these storms that we're going to see today, regardless of how strong they get, they're certainly going to be impactful. And timing wise, just not ideal. We're talking impacts to after school activities. You're trying to just go for a walk. It's warm outside right now. It's not, maybe not raining where you live. It's going to be difficult to do because I started to talk about Elyria here, but let's look at the rest of the viewing area. So Elyria probably within the next half hour. Then we get into Cleveland, probably the next hour, probably between 3:30 and 4, it will arrive in Cleveland. And then here we are at 6 p.m. The worst of the storms is going to be that leading edge of this squall line. So by 6, 7 o'clock, it's basically already exited our viewing area, which is good. And then the rest of the evening, we still have some showers possible. Here's 8, 9 o'clock. But in comparison to how intense the rainfall is expected from now, what time are we at? 2:51 until 6. So for the next 3-4 hours, we're expecting the worst of these storms. Then after that, here we are 8, 9 o'clock. It's not super impressive. And then eventually after midnight will dry up. One thing to note, tomorrow will start off dry, but then there's another chance for strong and severe storms as we get into the afternoon and evening on Friday. It'll be a lot more isolated, kind of more of that hit and miss. So think about like a pop-up shower and thunderstorm that you're used to seeing in the middle of summer. That will be a very similar scenario tomorrow versus today, where we have this squall line. All right, let's see some other comments. Ravenna, because you're to the east of Cleveland, I would say 4:35 is looking more likely for Ravenna. Yeah, I would say after 4, before 5. So in that 4 to 5 p.m. time frame. And I'm really banking on what Futurecast is showing here. It's nailing it so far with timing, so I really do trust it. It's a term we use, garbage in, garbage out. If it was not initializing correctly, we wouldn't be able to trust it. But since it's doing so well, you can definitely kind of buy into what it's selling. One will rain hit Lake County, very similar to Cleveland, probably within the next hour, 3:30, 4 o'clock. It's moving into Lake County. Now, it really does. Again, this is for the main line because we do have a couple of storms. So right now, there are already technically some rain showers in Lake County. They're trying to cross out over the lake, though. We also have some isolated activity near Williamsfield, down into southern and eastern Geauga County, kind of creeping into Portage County as well. But these are very hit and miss so far. The main line holding out to the west. Geneva on the Lake, yeah, probably more like 4:30 for you. But again, we still have those ones. I want to be clear that there is still that possibility ahead of the main line of some strong and severe storms. Cleveland, I think that you are going to be getting hit probably within the next half hour, 45 minutes. So around 3:34. Because we're already seeing, like Cleveland will probably get this, you're going to get hit here. If we put this into motion, let's just actually do it in the last 30 minutes. And it's moving quick here. So it was a big nothing burger for Parma a half hour ago. And you can see how fast it's moving. So this little cluster of storms that's not severe, going to roll through. I'll likely hear it here in the next 10 minutes. But the main line out to the west is going to take a little bit longer. So showers and storms are here, regardless of where you live. The severe storms out to the west. So when I'm talking about timing, I'm talking about these storms because we do already have these 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. One is this one was issued first for southeastern Erie County, western Lorain County, and then all of basically Huron County. But then we also have a little northern sliver here farther up to the north, well, technically to the south of this first warning, but northern Richland and northern Ashland County also included in that. And that's just because of the storms that are moving into Shelby right now. So you have, if we want to flip over, we could look at velocity again, just make sure that everything's okay. Yeah, again, I'm not, when I talk about not being impressed with a storm, it's about the severity. It's clearly still packing a punch with heavy rain, gusty winds. You might even be getting some hail and tons of lightning. But in terms of it being a super impressive, severe, damaging storm, not overly impressed at this moment. As it gets closer to the radar, you usually get a better picture, but we're not too far out. But of course, if you're seeing anything across these areas that have already had some storms and you have damage, please put in the comments so that we can get an idea of just how strong these are. You guys are our ground truth. I'm in a studio in downtown Cleveland. You guys are living this currently at this moment. Tuscarawas County. So Ashland, you are getting hit right now. Someone just asked Michelle. So Ashland, you are getting hit in the, right, basically now. You're starting to bring in some showers at this point, some heavier rain into western Ashland County, but you also have the sliver of the county included in a severe thunderstorm watch. So Ruggles, Savannah, you're both included in that severe thunderstorm warning. And then it continues farther up to the north. Looks a little bit more impressive farther north, but I think it's mostly for this little section around Shiloh that you see how it's kind of jutting out right here. You can get some strong winds right in there. And of course, any storm is dangerous when there is lightning. What do you think the impact of the Youngstown Warren area? I think it's very similar to what we'll have elsewhere. Youngstown is included in the severe thunderstorm warning. It also goes until 7 p.m. So I think the worst of these storms is going to be tracking from the west that we have right now to the east within the next 3 to 4 hours. So for the Youngstown, Warren area, I would say between 6 and 8 is going to be your best time frame. Most of the severe storms are going to be over by 7 p.m. So this time went really fast. We have these severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm going to shut off just for a second because we have to record some things in the studio that I am in. But I'm going to go back live, and Mark Johnson just walked in as well. So we've got multiple members of the Power 5 weather team here watching it. We have a new, well, before I wrap up, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that includes now Lorain County, Cuyahoga County, and also Medina. These are in effect until 3:45. So that means that we're going to have the potential for severe storms in Lorain, Medina, and Cleveland within the next 45 minutes, and then they'll continue to push to the east, favoring our northern communities at this time. And Cuyahoga County is already dealing with storms. These are not necessarily severe, still packing a punch, still can be dangerous because of that lightning, but this damaging wind threat farther out to the west. I'm going to wrap this up, but I'm going to be back on Facebook Live here in just a couple of minutes. So look for that as we go live in just a little bit after 3 o'clock. All right, thank you.